and welcome to the fourth video in the Starting Out Spiritual series. I'm Lindy Jewell. I'm a psychic medium and intuitive healer, and I wanted just to share a little bit of the things that I've learned along the way as I made my way through the beginning, I guess, of the spiritual, finding out how spirituality works and intuition and psychic abilities and all the things. And how I got to this point was shuffling through really a whole lot of crap before I found my way of doing things, which is what I'm sharing with you. So I always say to people, make sure you run through it. Whatever I say, run it through your own filter. It's really important. I remember very clearly at the beginning when I was working out, and look, the word spiritual I don't love. It kind of freaks me out a bit, like, oh, I'm not spiritual, I just know shit. But at starting out in that spiritual journey for me was very tricky because I like to do the right thing. I'm a people pleaser, a massive people pleaser. I like to do the right thing. And I was told so many conflicting views and opinions and rules on all the ways things worked. I was learning different modalities and some of them contradicted each other, and it was a really kind of confusing time. So I want to kind of reassure everybody who is starting out, who is trying to find their feet and perhaps, starting to find things a little bit hard. The more you dive in, the more you go, fucking hell, do I belong here? What the hell's going on? You might find that you need to pick a couple of modalities. You might not even need a fucking modality. You might just do what you do and do it well. But it is kind of cool to go and have a go at whether you have sessions with different people or you go and learn some different things or you go and attend different events. It is really cool to get a bit of a view about what's going on so that you can narrow down your opinion on things, how things work for you, what does, and importantly, what doesn't work. So I often look back on some of the things that I attended or the courses that I did and think that was absolute shit. But there was always something to learn from that. Like, I do not want to go near that modality. I do not want to be teaching like that. I do not want to learn from people like that. I do not want to, and it wasn't always the case. There was a load of really beautiful teachers that I had along the way who were just gorgeous. But there were some that weren't great, they just didn't resonate with me. It wasn't that they were bad humans or they were doing it wrong or anything like that. They just weren't my style. They weren't, but it was really kind of handy to look at that in those moments and afterwards and be able to go, okay, well, I know what I don't want. and knowing what I didn't want was just as good as knowing what I did want, because I didn't, to be honest, really know what I wanted. I didn't know what I was looking for. I knew I was piecing together the way that things worked, but I didn't realize that I could have an opinion on that. Everybody has a fucking opinion. Everybody. A friend of mine says they're like assholes, though. Everybody's got one. No one wants to hear from it. So, but your opinion on how things should work for you is really significant. So if you decide that clear quartz is the crystal for you, then yay. If you decide that you don't want crystals at all, you want to use aromatherapy, fucking brilliant. If you decide you don't want to touch any of that shit, you're going to go with what's in your heart, perfect. Whatever works for you is the way to go. So remember that all the bullshit rules are just that. They're other people's bullshit rules. If you are going into this space with the intention of helping people, with the intention of improving yourself in some way, with the intention of coming from an open-hearted space and doing the right thing by people all of the time, you kind of can't fuck it up. If you're coming into this space, and I'm absolutely certain that you won't be, but if anybody coming into this space going, I'm going to earn a lot of money, I'm going to change the world, I'm going to make everybody see that my way is the only way, well then fuck off. We don't want to hear from you. But there are so many beautiful people out there doing really beautiful things, and some of them will be contradictory. So where do you sit? What do you want? How do you want it to work for you? So absolutely. And there's sometimes I have sessions even with like running things through your own filter is super important. Sometimes I'll still have sessions with people that I absolutely love and adore, but there's stuff that they say or wording that they use that doesn't resonate for me. So I kind of flip it in my head to be the wording or give myself an understanding of it slightly differently than they do. And that's okay. It's not that what they're doing is not of value. It's an epic, really brilliant value, but they're using wording that doesn't really sit well with me. But it's not that they're doing the wrong thing. It's just the wording kind of puts me off. But that's me personally. There might be all the wording in the world might be great for you, or there could be, words that you don't like that you need to go, okay, so what that mean? What they're saying is this, but what that means to me is this other thing. So you can absolutely do that. You can absolutely do that. Letting yourself go with the flow, your flow. That's the most important thing. So yes, learn the modalities, do the things, listen to the opinions because they're kind of interesting, but run them through your own filter because the rules are bullshit. There are no fucking rules. I remember being told, and it was so weird because I remember being in a cafe, which was a beautiful spiritual cafe that was in Upway, and it was just lovely. I loved it. And someone said to me, "Oh, I can tell that you're a healer." Like, and they just approached me while I was fucking eating biscuits or whatever. And I went, "Oh, that's weird." And then she proceeded to tell me all the things I was doing wrong. Had no fucking idea what it was I was doing, but told me about all the ways I should be doing things better. And that fucking word "should," I don't like it. I want to eliminate that from our vocabulary. But and I kind of, but it was fucking brilliant because it was in that moment I went, you know what? Part of me, I was nodding and smiling because people pleaser. Yeah, that's interesting. At the same time, going, get fucked. Not my rules. These are your rules, not mine. You are kind of forcing your opinion on me, and I don't fucking want it. Still, I didn't say that though because I'm very polite. So anyway, that was but again, like, it was information that I didn't fucking want, and it came out of nowhere, but it was still valuable. It was still really valuable because it was in that moment that I went, you know what, that's not right. That's not right. It doesn't work for me. Another thing I got told once, and again by a teacher that I absolutely fucking adore, she told me that you can't swear. Swearing's low vibe. It lowers your vibe, and your angels and guides won't talk to you if you swear. Well, fuck that. They talk to me heaps. I swear all the time. And the thing that flipped that on its head was I was actually in her class, expanding my mind magnificently, learning all the things. It was great. And my angels and guides were swearing. They were going, tell them to get their fucking shit together. Stop fucking around with whatever it was. I was going, you know what? I can't pass on a message going, your angels and guides believe that perhaps you should change your blah, when they're going, actually fucking stop it. Like, they were being really, it was just their way of highlighting it. And when you think about it, they're just going to communicate with us how we communicate in the world. So, that was another thing where I went, you know what, that rule doesn't work for me. If the no swearing rule works for you, fucking go for it. I don't care. Do what works for you. It matters. It actually matters. But it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter to you. So, again, just being aware of other people's opinions and rules. And I've got a few modalities under my belt, but I don't ever call myself any of them because I've merged and blended and added my own. And it's not like I have the best modality in the world. The way I do it is the best. It's not at all. It's just that's how it works for me. And my clients come to me and share me with other people because they love what I do. Absolutely no doubt in the world, just like I do, that they go and see other people as well, other healers, other readers, because that different perspective on how to shift energy and that different perspective on information coming through is really fucking valuable, which again is why we need more healers and readers and people in the world, because you can't just have one. If you've got one, there's something fucking wrong. You need to be going out and seeing, utilizing the way that energy works for other people as well. I think that's really significant. So there you go. So keep that in mind as you go along learning whatever you're learning. And if you're just starting out, you'll be learning a lot, and it's quite confronting. There's so many avenues to go down and things to explore and all the things, but making sure you remember you hold your tool basket. You hold it. You put in what you want. And if you find you've picked a few things and go, actually, I don't fucking like that now, chuck it out. Not for you. That's fine. You make it up. It's yours. Don't learn it my way. Learn it your way. That's the most important. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, everybody. See ya.